What is up, everybody? Welcome back to sometimes AllG'sReact. I'm here today, Josh, without my infamous co-host. We have different working schedules, so sometimes I will be here by myself. Today's subject matter is Fresh and Fit is being kicked off of YouTube. Now, some of you all may get the wrong idea and think that I am championing this type of action. Actually, I am not championing this type of action. It actually sucks. It sucks because this is a bigger issue. See what I'm saying? This has nothing really to do. I don't even agree with Fresh and Fit content. Some of y'all know that. I've done videos before. We talked about it, things like that. However, censorship is something that I despise. And while I may not agree with your content, you have every right to say, act however you want. Here's the issue with it. Here's the issue with the censorship. Some of y'all think I'm talking about censorship in general being the issue. I'm talking about how censorship is applied is being the issue. See what I'm saying? There will always be consequences to what you do and what you say. That is reality. Everyone knows that's just life. Okay? What happens is when you advertise yourself as a place where you can say and do what you want, but then therefore you're not really that type of place, and you start doing things like banning people, hiding their content. Some of y'all know about that happening years ago, which still happens actually, and things of that nature. I underwent the same thing. Some of y'all are like, well, what are you talking about? We're watching this video right now. Yes, but at the time that I was actually growing, I did a lot of music reactions that had to do with social issues. Okay? Bombings, political things of that nature. Once I start getting blocked, copyright strike, stuff like that on those issues, because it was being portrayed as hate speech. Once that started happening, my channel got buried. And I'm talking buried. People who were subscribed and had their bells on didn't even know I was doing content. That's how buried they stuck me because of those things. Because they took songs talking about political issues with certain political figures, whether it be songs from low key from the UK to even just here in the US, because some of y'all know I had no problem undertaking anyone's reaction, and most of the time it came down to those songs. That's what happened. YouTube used to be this public platform. It stopped being that. Once it was purchased by Google, which the parent company of Google is ABC. If you don't know, you can trace all this back. Once that happened, it was private. Okay? The censorship thing right now is just this thing that everyone's upset about because they think they can jump on these private social websites and say whatever you want. You can't do that. So my issue is when you advertise yourself as something, that's false advertisement when you're something else. That's my problem with the censorship. Censorship in general has always been a thing. For some strange reasons, people don't act like it is. When you go get a job, for those of us who ever worked a job, they give you a handbook. In that handbook is going to be about 2 to 3 pages of things you are not supposed to talk about on the job. Okay? Do you do it? Most of the time, yeah. We talk about political stuff. You're not supposed to talk about that stuff on the job. We talk about sexist stuff. You're not supposed to talk about that on the job either. It doesn't become an issue until you probably say something someone doesn't like Someone doesn't like it, and then they go to HR. Fresh and Fit's content, don't agree with it. Doesn't bother me though, because I grew up with a dad, so I'm okay. But them being kicked off the platform is the issue itself. You could have left them on the platform. You could have just buried their content. You could have just buried their stuff. But they should still be here. I have no problem. You can say whatever to me. And I feel like more people need to get this way. Say whatever. Just don't physically try to harm me. Say whatever. I don't care if you had supremacist stuff going on I don't care. Say, you can say whatever. The thing is, just don't try to physically harm me. So some of y'all might say, well, they push content that may push people to do that. We need to come together as a congregation about making people with stronger mindsets. This whole we got to protect everybody because some people's minds ain't as strong as others. That's the problem why we have weak-minded individuals in the first place. We need to be trying to do things to strengthen people's mentalities to where they can say, I'm not going to do what this idiot said do on this platform, even though I may agree with some of the things he says. That's what we should be pushing for, is that. Not weak-minded individuals. And we don't need to be trying to, quote-unquote, protect them under censorship. Because that's what's happening. Okay? You head over to, I don't know, maybe the last video they posted up or whatever. I don't really want to try to post nothing over here to kind of show y'all, because I don't want it to be like, you're fresh and fit, and they just like, you're gone. Whatever. I'm trying to make a move over to Rumble myself. Haven't got around to doing it yet. Setting up or whatever. I would love to put all my content here over there, and it'd be no issue, it'd be no problems. So I want to do a couple of test runs, because I would love to go back to listening to the political songs, you know what I'm saying, the social songs. I would love to go back to reacting to that stuff. I just can't do it here. That's why it's very little music ever like reacted to here. It's once in a blue moon. I just talk about it mainly. So leave your comments down below. How do you feel about the censorship? Like I said, I remember old YouTube was a very wild place. It's pretty wild. I even have a story one time real quick before I get out of here about how I had a phone that I never updated. Like I took all the auto updates off and just left it. And I never updated it. And I remember I jumped on YouTube on that phone. And when I say I was back in like 2009 YouTube, I mean literally seeing basically like almost like softcore porn on YouTube and stuff. I was just like, wow, this is not like the YouTube that's updated on my other phone. YouTube was a wild place, boys. It was a wild place. I still remember the Deep Throat videos. Not like what you think. Anyways, leave your comments down below. What do you think? How do you feel about it? Like I said, I don't agree with Fresh and Fit's content, but at the same time, I don't agree with censorship. Okay? Or fake advertisements. Let me know down below. And your boy is Nixon.